So this is Golden Globes fashion and some storytelling that I think is going on through the fashion and what we're going to continue to see in who seem to be the front runners for award season. Starting off, we have Zoe Saldana, who I think is the front runner for supporting actress pretty clearly after the Golden Globes. The Globes used to be a super predictor for the Oscars, but it kind of has wavered back and forth as far as the predictors. But I loved this classic look on her, and her speech was incredible because that also is part of the push for an Oscar, right? Is your campaigning and your speeches winning other awards. And her talking about her background and her family and her dyslexia that she has been talking about a lot on the press tour, and how scary the Emilia Perez script was, in the sense that it's all in Spanish, and although Spanish is her native language, she has dyslexia, so she was flipping words around, and it was just very scary for her to have to do that. But that she also likes to challenge herself. So I think that is a great narrative going into the rest of the awards season. We have to talk about Colman Domingo if you're going to talk about any kind of fashion, because he always brings it. This Golden Globe outfit I thought was incredible. He brought it last year. He is in the running, obviously, for Best Actor in Sing Sing. That film is absolutely unbelievable if you have not seen it. He won the Georgia Award, I believe, last night. So not that that is a predictor of who's going to win an Oscar, because I think the Best Actor category is very competitive between him and Adrian Brody, and maybe Sebastian Stan if Sebastian gets in. And I think he might too, but we'll put a pin in that and come back to that. The fashion moment, obviously, at the Golden Globes was Zendaya and her engagement ring and her gorgeous dress that is very Dune-coated. I hope Dune wins some awards, and I hope she wins an award for Dune, but I don't think that's going to happen, because I think they're going to do a Messiah thing, in the sense that this is number 2 of 3, and so they'll award the movie maybe below the line for part 2 because it's very technical, and then all of the acting awards might get for part 3. Ariana Grande is going to be in all kinds of gorgeous looks, stepping away from the pink into a more classic look, which I really like on her. She also is going to be one to watch as far as her fashion and her running for what she hopes is her Oscar, because that category is super competitive as well. I loved Wicked, so I would love to see her win. But I also love this like classic Globes and classic Hollywood fashion. Angelina also going for a like classic Hollywood look, fitting very much with the Maria narrative, because Maria was a turn of the century opera singer who fought some battles, and I loved the Maria movie. I thought it was really good, and I thought she was incredible. This is very old Hollywood. It's a very Maria coded, and I love her hair just half up, half down, very relaxed, and it just looks like Angie's having a great time. The interviews that Sebastian has been doing, talking about the fearlessness that it took for him and Jeremy and Ali Abbasi to make The Apprentice, and A Different Man, but two very different forms of fearlessness. And he's so very, shout out to the director and my cast, talking a lot about Adam Pearson in A Different Man and how the two of them play off each other, and that the staunch advocacy for, disability, visibility, and those kind of things that A Different Man forces you to see, and how people need to get more comfortable with it, and so they need to continue to be inclusive work. And that speech also was really, really great that he made. I think that is going to be part of his narrative, along with the fearlessness, because that's really going to be the question here, is which film he'll be nominated for, because he's running kind of against himself, which might split the vote too, which won't be great. And then obviously you can't talk about awards season and narratives and fashion without talking about Timmy, because he is proving to be one of the it boys, not only this year, but just generally, I think, and how much he's been channeling Bob Dylan in all of his fashion, and how hard they're running the A Complete Unknown campaign, and how interesting they're making the campaign too, by him being on like College Game Day, doing the Narwhal interview, and doing a bunch of these out of the box things to seem kind of like a normal person, but also just to show his eccentricities and his personality, which is such a great personality, like press-wise, to absorb, because also he is one of the front runners for Best Actor. Obviously, I think it's another case of which movie he's going to be nominated for, but it seems pretty obvious that he's being pushed pretty hard for A Complete Unknown, although I kind of wish he'd get nominated for Paul Atreides in Dune.